All right, Shalom. I want to start by giving all praises, honor, and glory unto Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rachak, Vadash. Double honors to the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone who teach and rule well, and also to their elders, the men that taught them. I pray the Lord have peace, blessings, and mercy upon the households of the hopeful elect. This is the brother Shema One from the Great Millstone Houston Church, and I want to come with a lesson touching on where we are in prophecy, and we can tell where we are according to the signs that the Lord has given us to look out for. We're in these earthquakes that are taking place, and not just any earthquake or earthquakes, great earthquakes. I believe it's been since 2026, just in this year, it's been over 10 or about 10 that are in the sevens, 7.0 on up. Those are great earthquakes that are life-changing to a lot of people. All right. But let me read this scripture first. Matthew 24:3. It says, "And as he sat upon the Mount of Olives, the disciples came unto him privately, saying, Tell us, when shall these things be? And what shall be the sign of thy coming and of the end of the world?" So Yahweh Shai's coming and the end of the world, which in its right context is the age or a period of time. As you see right here, G 165, the word is aeon or ion, and that goes into a period of time or age. All right. So it says, "And Yahweh Shai answered and said unto them, Take heed that no man deceive you, for many shall come in my name, saying, I am Hamashiach," which means anointed, "and shall deceive many." And that's happening. That's been happening. And we're in the times where it's only going to be one way. All right. These people are getting, the people that come against this truth, these false prophets, the Lord is just going to continue to expose them as time goes by, where those that are claiming to have the truth and those that are claiming to be anointed by the Lord are going to be exposed to be false prophets. All right. And, that's just according to the times that we're in, because it even tells you real quick. Let me get this. Second Peter chapter 3 and verse 3, it says, "Knowing this first, that there shall come in the last days scoffers, walking after their own lusts, and saying, Where is the promise of his coming? For since the fathers fell asleep, all things continue as they were from the beginning of the creation." And that's how many people think. And even these teachers, they're teaching that this is going to continue to go on for another 100+ years, how life is going today. But according to the times that we're in, all right, the Lord has given us signs of his return and the end of this age, the end of this time period, which is where the time of the Gentiles is going to be fulfilled, where the heathen had their time to rule. And just so happened to be where we are in today's time, we're in Esau's world. We're in the age we're in the time where Esau is in authority. All right. And it's beautiful because lining that up, it shows you exactly how close we are. That Esau will be the last one in power before the Israelites come into rulership. What am I looking for? Oh, it's not in here. It's in my other Bible app. I'll just pull it up right here. 2nd Esdras real quick, 6 and 9. 2nd Esdras chapter 6 and verse 9. And who put it like this? If you're looking to be saved, if you're looking to be delivered, you're going to be paying attention to what's going on, because the Lord gave us something to measure the times with. And The things he gave us to measure are the things that are taking place on this earth. Line it up with the scriptures. But first, 2nd Esdras, chapter 6, let's start at verse 7. It says, Then answered I and said, What shall be the parting asunder of the times? Or when shall be the end of the first, and the beginning of it that followeth? And he said unto me, From Abraham unto Isaac, when Jacob and Esau were born of him, Jacob's hand held first the heel of Esau. So this is what that represents. It says, For Esau is the end of the world, and Jacob is the beginning of it that followeth. The hand of man is betwixt the heel and the hand. Other question, Ezra, asked thou not. So where we are in time, we're that close, where Esau is in authority right now, and we're to his end. All right, the end of his age, the end of his time to rule. All right, we're next. Israel will be restored. The nation of Israel, the kingdom of Israel, will be restored. Just like what was asked from the apostles. Real quick. Acts chapter 1 and verse 6. All right. It says, Acts 1 and 6. It says, When they therefore were come together, they asked of him, saying, Lord, wilt thou at this time restore again the kingdom to Israel? And he said unto them, It is not for you to know the times or the seasons which the Father hath put in his own power. So that question was asked long ago, if the kingdom was about to be restored, right? And guess what? Now we're in the days of that is about to be fulfilled. That's about to come to pass. It says, But ye shall receive power. After that, the Holy Spirit is come upon you, and ye shall be witnesses. See, now they did receive power during those times. All right, healing people, great acts that proved that the Lord was dealing with them. But it says, after that, the Holy Spirit is come upon you, and ye shall be witnesses unto me both in Jerusalem, that happened, and in all Judea, and in all Samaria, those things happened, and unto the uttermost parts of the earth. That didn't happen during that time. So these things are happening now. All right. So this truth is being spread throughout the uttermost parts of the earth. All right. All throughout the four corners of the earth, especially out here in America. That's why these things are taking place. That's why things are happening in the earth. Real quick. Matthew 24 and 14. Matthew chapter 24 and verse 14. It says, in this gospel, there's only one. All right, it's not many different religions. It's not different beliefs out there. It's only one way. All right, and going back to the point in Matthew 24 and going up, what was asked, or what Yahushua said, many shall come in my name saying, I am Hamashiach, and shall deceive many. Many got different gospels. Many got different doctrines, teaching in different names. Prophecy isn't lining up with the scriptures. All right. These things are taking place. And the Lord said, don't be deceived at these things. And one thing you cannot upset is prophecy. All right. How things play out. You can't upset what's written in these scriptures. But you're going to have certain men on this earth that are going to be proclaiming these things before they take place. All right. And that should filter out a lot of these camps and a lot of these teachers that claim that they got the truth, who are teaching peace and safety, and things are going to get better in another 100 years on this side, another 1,000 years. We need to build communities. That's not the spirit to be in. Right now, the Lord is visiting this place, and judgment is happening at a rapid pace. All right. But Matthew 24 and 14. And this gospel of the kingdom shall be preached in all the world for a witness unto all nations, and then shall the end come. And now is the time that's taking place. Like we read in Acts, the first chapter, the uttermost parts of the earth, that's taking place right now. All right. So now you're seeing end time prophecies and end time effects take place in these days. So let's go back up to Matthew 24 in verse 5. It says, "For many shall come in my name, saying, I am a Mashiach, and shall deceive many." It says, "And ye shall hear of wars and rumors of wars. See that ye be not troubled. For all these things must come to pass, but the end is not yet." And these things have been taking place. All right, but something is taking place where it's distinctive. You know, certain events are taking place in this earth that are only fitting for a certain time, and that time is now. For instance, like World War III. All right, that's no longer a rumor. America is involved in something that's finna take place that they can't escape, and that's the next world war. All right, just like these earthquakes in diverse places, it's been like a very high increase in the amount of earthquakes that have been taking place for the last 5 years. All right, what else? The mark of the beast. That's here on this earth. Literally, people have it already, but it's not implemented where it's like a life or death situation yet. But all these things are taking place right now. All right. But as far as wars and rumors of wars, that happened. But there's more things that are coming to pass. But verse 7, it says, "For nation shall rise against nation, and kingdom against kingdom, and there shall be famines and pestilences and earthquakes in diverse places. All these are the beginning of sorrows." So these things are currently taking place, and the scriptures tell you this is the beginning of sorrows. That word sorrow means, just looking it up, some definitions, intolerable anguish, in reference to the dire calamities. It says, "In pain of childbirth, travail, pain, sorrow, travail." All right. And according to prophecy, that's how it's going to be in the end times. All right. It has to be this way before it gets better. All right. So anybody teaching you that it's going to be peace and safety in the notion of only just good, that's not the accuracy of these scriptures, especially at times that we're in. All right. As you can see, the events that are taking place on this earth, somebody's suffering. A lot of people are suffering. Let's go to Luke 21 real quick. Luke chapter 21 and verse 10. It says, "Then he said unto them, Nation shall rise against nation, and kingdom against kingdom, and great earthquakes shall be in diverse places, and famines and pestilences, and fearful sights, and great signs shall there be from the heavens," or from the heaven. Let's look up this word real quick. Great. But it'll be a difference. All right. Matter of fact, something that I didn't look up in Matthew 24. It says, let's look up that word sign. "What shall be the sign of thy coming?" So the sign of thy coming, the mark, the token, that by which a person or a thing is distinguished from others and is known. So it's gonna be known. It's gonna be a separation. All right. When it comes to the signs that are gonna show that we're in the time of the Lord's return. All right. But let's go to 2nd Esdras, the 9th chapter. Then I'm going to play a few videos. And just thinking about it too, why would you not be looking forward to the signs, the end signs that the Lord said that were going to be taking place before he returns? If you're looking to get out of captivity, if you're looking for a new heavens and a new earth. Because in 2nd Esdras, the 2nd chapter, verse 13, it says, "Go and ye shall receive." It says, "Pray for a few days unto you, that they may be shortened." Yeah, praying that, The end is near. All right. Pray for few days unto you that they may be shortened. Pray that time flies by. All right. That the time speed up. And this is the reason why. The kingdom is already prepared for you. Watch. That's what we want. All right. So seeing certain things take place that the Lord said that would take place before he makes his return and before he comes back to take Esau out of power, to end this age, all right, to end his time of rulership, his blessing. That's what we're looking forward to. All right. And guess what? The signs that are going to be shown, let's read about it. We already read a few in Matthew, but 2nd Ezra, the 9th chapter, in verse 1, it says, he answered me then and said, measure thou the time diligently in itself, and when thou seest part of the signs past, which I have told thee before, then shalt thou understand that it is the very same time wherein the highest will begin to visit the world which he made. So looking out for things to happen in this earth where we can measure and see, okay, the Lord is visiting this place. He said this was going to happen back then. And whenever these things happen, that's where we know we at. Or that's how we know where we are according to time. Okay? The timeline of prophecy. So the things to look out for, therefore, verse 3, when there shall be seen earthquakes and uproars of the people in the world, then shalt thou well understand that the Most High spake of those things from the days that were before thee, even from the beginning. All right. And people could say, well, they've been having earthquakes and uproars of the people. Yeah, that been going on. But the Lord is making a distinction in this time where it's different. It hit harder. It hit different. The people are more perplexed. The people are more oppressed. The people are more unsettled. You know, so a lot of changes are happening. OK, these earthquakes and the uproars that are going on around the world aren't just so subtle. They're very life-changing and they have great effects. All right, where they escalate now. It don't just die out. It's like birth pains and they keep increasing. And that's how it's going to be. It says, then shalt thou well understand that the Most High spake of those things from the days that were before thee, even from the beginning. So the Lord declared it first. And the Lord is going to send prophets to deliver that message. All right. That the Lord been had already in store. All right. To come. And a lot of people aren't going to get down with it because it ain't going to be pleasing to everybody. All right. The Lord is judging this world, judging this place. But niggas are still caught up in the affairs of this life as far as like the lusts, like it tells you in 1 John. All right. That's why a lot of people don't, just like in the days of Noah, the things that are happening around you. It was like niggas were ignoring it until judgment came. And it's the same thing going on today. All right. It ain't just another earthquake. No, this is a sign that we're at the end of time of Esau's rulership. It says, verse 5, for like as all that is made in the world hath a beginning and an end, and the end is manifest. Even so, the times also of the highest have plain beginnings and wonders and powerful works and endings in effects and signs. And we see the signs. All right. We see what's going on in this earth. All right. And just so happen to be all of the things that were listed to happen in the end times are all here at once. World War III is in effect. All right. That's relevant. The mark of the beast, that's relevant. And these earthquakes in diverse places, that's relevant. But I want to play a few clips. Well, matter of fact, let me see if this don't act too stupid. On chat earlier, I just typed in, and I'll skim through this. I said, latest update on earthquake in Colombia. It says, yes, Colombia was hit by a major earthquake on Monday, August 10th, 2026. And the situation is still developing today. And today's date is August 11th. So it says magnitude, a 7.4 earthquake location, Western Colombia. It says the deaths, at least 254, still increasing to thousands missing. More than 5,000 homes have been damaged. 100 aftershocks have already been recorded. So yeah, judgment is happening. All right, and put it like this: it's all judgment of Yahweh Bahashem Yahweh Shah, and the Lord can use who and whatever He wants for judgment, whether it's Esau messing with his harp and his technology, or if it's just the Lord doing it. You know, it all goes back to the Lord. But then I just typed it in 2nd Ezra 9:3, the precept. And I said, can you say this prophecy is taking effect now in these times? And it said, yes, you can reasonably understand 2nd Ezra 9:3 as having relevance to the times we are living in, especially if you are looking at it as a prophecy describing recognizable signs preceding the end. But I would distinguish between the scripture applying to our time and proving that a particular earthquake is itself the fulfillment. No, it's not a particular earthquake. It just shows you that earthquakes would be taking place, effectively at the end. It's not going to be like one earthquake is going to happen and it's like, oh, now is the end time. No, these things have been in effect. And now you just see it, more common. These type of earthquakes are more common now. Man, I don't think I sent that picture to me, but it was showing you how many earthquakes over, 7.0 magnitude have happened in 2026. And I think it was about 10 plus. But I don't have to read this. Let's see what it says. It says, the verse says, 2nd Ezra 9:3. Therefore, when there shall be seen earthquakes in upwards of the people in the world, it says the important thing is the combination of earthquakes and upwards of the people in the world. 1, earthquakes. All right. It says are explicitly included among the signs that would characterize the period leading toward the end. For example, and it got Matthew 24:7. It got Luke 21:11. I'll read that. It says, "In great earthquakes shall be in diverse places, and famines and pestilences, and fearful sights, and great signs shall there be from heaven." And signs from heaven are in effect, and they're going to continue. Whether it be the signs in the moon, the signs from these chariot sightings. A lot is going to be taking place in these times. But these are all signs to look for. All right. And the non-believers and the heathen and the average people in this world are going to be shook that have no clue of really what's going on. That's why there's comfort in these scriptures where, we understand and we have faith in the word of the Lord where it's going to make a difference. It's going to keep us stable in the times to come. Just like the videos I'm about to play, and not taking nothing away from being caught up in a catastrophe like an earthquake, but just put yourself in that situation where you making yourself ready and prepared for what's coming, where you gonna be calling on the name of Yahweh Bahashem Yahweh Shah, not just saying, oh my God, adio mio. No, Yahweh Bahashem Yahweh Shah. There's a different support. There's a different comfort and a different stability in those names, man. All right. And we see these things taking place and they're not going to stop. It's not going to pause and just rewind and get better. It's going to continue to get worse where it's going to be perplexity upon all the people. Everybody's finna feel what the Lord got coming. But everybody ain't going to be stable and protected, though. All right. But it says, number 2, upwards of the people. This is where 2nd Ezra 9:3 becomes especially interesting. Uproars carries the idea of commotion, disturbances, allegation, and disorder among people that can encompass civil unrest, protests, riots, revolts, political turmoil, and societies becoming increasingly unstable. And that's what's taking place today. Literally, these things are in effect. I could keep reading it, but for time's sake, I'm gonna play these videos, and they even have it in here. Yep. Distress of nations with perplexity. It says, this sounds very much like a world in which people and nations don't know which way to turn. Yes, because only those with this truth are going to know and have the way to go. Everybody else is going to be a big difference in the separation of who served the Lord and who served him not. And these signs are showing us how close we are to that time, to the end, ultimately. All right. Anyway, let me play a few videos and that'll be it. Where did I save them? Here we go.
The death toll continues to rise after a powerful earthquake struck Colombia, rattling the South American country. According to the U.S. Geological Survey, the 7.4 magnitude earthquake struck western Colombia and could be felt as far away as Venezuela and Ecuador. NPR's Carrie Khan reports.
The strong quake struck early Monday morning, rattling buildings and homes in the Chocó region, some 150 miles west of the Colombian capital, Bogota. The USGS said the temblor struck at a depth of 66 miles. Posting on social media, the governor of Chocó says there are reports of, quote, multiple injuries and severe damage to the buildings. Some 140,000 people live in Quito, the capital of the region. Video on local TV from cities in the region show collapsed building and major damage to a regional airport. The quake comes more than a month after two strong back-to-back earthquakes hit neighboring Venezuela, killing more than 5,000 people and destroying hundreds of buildings. Carrie Khan, NPR News, Rio de Janeiro.
I'm Rylan Barton, NPR News. For more of today's news, check out NPR.
So that doesn't look like a good time. That's not a good time. All right. Fear is coming. And how quick the Lord can come and judge, man. The mighty men can't do nothing. You know, the warriors, the soldiers can't do anything. They're showing you the power of the Lord. Knowing the name of Yahweh Bashim Yahushua is going to be very important, man. Let me see. I'll play a few more. Hey, and that's what it looks like when the Lord is visiting this place, man. How people think, I can't wait till the Lord come back. And no, it's the complete opposite, because the Lord is judging now. It's going to be time for judgment. Everybody's idle words or their feigned faith in the Lord, that's finna be accounted for. All right. But we know, through what the Lord is doing, we know that this is him visiting this place, and it's going to continue to it's going to increase. Just put it like that. It's going to get worse for the unfaithful and for the wicked. And, that's it. All right. And the righteous are going to remain faithful. But that was it. I just wanted to touch on that real quick, showing you, where we are. The Lord is visiting this place. These earthquakes are not small signs. This is a great sign that indicates that we're at the end of this age, and Yahweh Shai is about to make his return, shortly. So we just got to remain faithful and keep looking. So, yeah, I'll end it there. Lord willing, I pray this was edifying to the Lord's elect. And Lord willing, to the next time I say shalom.